Psalm 1 verse 1 is a powerful verse that sets the tone for the entire book of Psalms, and its message is just as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. The verse reads, "Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers." In addition to the message of living a righteous life, Psalm 1 verse 1 also speaks to the importance of being careful with the company we keep. The verse warns us to avoid the counsel of the wicked, the way of sinners, and the seat of scoffers, implying that the people we surround ourselves with can have a significant influence on our lives. This theme is echoed throughout both the Old and New Testaments, with numerous examples of individuals who were led astray by the bad influence of those around them. In the Old Testament, we see the Israelites repeatedly falling into idolatry and sin as a result of their interactions with the surrounding pagan cultures. Also, we see numerous examples of individuals who lived according to God's laws and were blessed as a result. Abraham, for example, was called by God to leave his home and go to a new land, and he obeyed God's command without question. As a result, God blessed him with numerous descendants and made him the father of a great nation. Moses was called by God to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, and he followed God's commands even in the face of great adversity. Consequently, God blessed him and the Israelites with victory over their enemies and the promise of a land flowing with milk and honey. In the New Testament, we see the warning to not be unequally yoked with unbelievers and to avoid the company of those who would lead us astray. The Apostle Paul warns believers in 2 Corinthians 6 verses 14 to 15 to not be unequally yoked with unbelievers, saying, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness? What harmony is there between Christ and Belial? Or what does a believer have in common with an unbeliever?" This warning is a call to believers to be cautious in the company they keep, and to avoid close relationships with those who do not share their faith. The reason for this warning is that people who do not share our faith can have a negative influence on us, leading us away from God and into sin. Similarly, in 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33, Paul warns that bad company corrupts good character. This warning is a reminder that the people we spend time with can have a significant impact on our lives and our spiritual well-being. If we surround ourselves with people who are ungodly, immoral, or who do not share our faith, we may find ourselves being influenced by their negative attitudes and behaviors. At the same time, the Bible also teaches us the importance of showing compassion and love to those who are lost or struggling. Jesus himself spent time with sinners and tax collectors, and he called his followers to love their enemies and pray for those who persecute them. In Matthew 5 verses 43 to 44, Jesus teaches us to love our enemies and pray for those who persecute us, and in Luke 10 verses 25 to 37, he tells the parable of the Good Samaritan, which teaches us to show compassion to those in need regardless of their background or beliefs. The Apostle Paul also spoke of the importance of reaching out to those who are lost, saying that he became all things to all people so that he might save some. This tension between avoiding the company of the wicked and reaching out to the lost is a difficult one to navigate, but it is an important part of the Christian life. As believers, we are called to be in the world but not of the world, to love our neighbors as ourselves, and to strive for righteousness in all that we do. In the name of Jesus, we ask the Lord to teach us the art of navigation.